Don't tell my wife. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, I bought another G35. Now, I did buy this one for $1,050, which is not $1,000, but it's pretty close, right? Now, the reason I bought this vehicle was because I wanted the parts that it had. I'm not going to keep this vehicle, but I thought this was going to be a great opportunity to show you guys that you can make money if you flip cars. Now, it's pretty risky to do it, and you have to have money to first start doing it, but once you start making that profit, you're gonna eventually, be able to make more money in the long run. So I'm gonna go ahead and basically disassemble this vehicle, take out all the good parts that I need from it, and then post it up to see if anybody else wants some parts. And then at the end of this short series, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it to the salvage yard, and we're gonna basically see how much money I made. Now, if you guys haven't seen my last video showing you guys how much I got from my other G35, go ahead and stop this video and check that one out first, so that you guys can see basically how much profit you can kind of expect to make from doing this type of work. So this vehicle does have some pretty okay tires and wheels, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those off. So I'll be selling the wheels and tires together. And then the main reason that I bought this car was because it had a few little goodies in the engine bay. Mainly I was looking at this Manfrotto slim fin and radiator. So if you guys don't know, that's like around a $500 setup right there, just alone on the radiator and the fans. So I paid $1,050 for this vehicle, and I still have the engine, I still have the transmission, and I have other parts that my other G35 needs that I would benefit from. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix up these headlights, polish them up, fix them up, sell them, probably sell the fenders. The doors are in pretty rough shape, so I don't think I'll make too much money on that, but if somebody wants them, they can have it for a pretty low price. The trunk is not usable. I can sell the tail lights. The inside is really not usable. The doors are not in good shape. It has navigation. I don't know if anybody wants that. The seats are torn. So the inside of the vehicle, really, it's not gonna profit me anything, if I'm being honest. So I don't even think that I'm gonna spend the time in removing the inside. If somebody wants something, of course I'll take it off, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I do have HKS rep exhaust, which, I mean, it's like 40 bucks there alone, which is not a lot, but I'll take it off as well. It has some test pipes. I think they're no name, no branded test pipes, so I'll go ahead and sell those as well. And then it has a dress up kit on the engine bay, so I'm gonna go ahead and basically do a little time lapse of me taking this vehicle apart. Gonna take everything that I think is gonna be usable, and then as far as the vehicle goes, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it at the end of this little series. So depending on how fast I sell these parts, then that'll determine how long this little series is, and then at the end of the series we'll see how much money I made. So as you guys can tell, I did go ahead and pretty much take the whole front end of the vehicle out. I'm trying to get the engine out, so I'm debating to do that, because if I take the engine out, there's not going to be any suspension on the vehicle, and there's not going to be any way for me to move it around. So I'm kind of not sure if I want to do that today, but the engine is going to come out eventually. So somebody's going to come for these fenders. Also, they're going to come for the passenger side seat. So I got to take that out right now. And somebody else wants to get the navigation system, so I'll probably get that out as well. I'm going to go ahead and go underneath as well to get some test pipes that it has off. I think I'm going to leave the exhaust on for now until I am ready to take the engine out. But we'll get that done today. And then we'll see basically where I finish up at the end of the night. It's a little bit late, but there's a guy that wanted to pick up a few things. So I have the bumper, driver's side fender, intake, side skirts, center console with the navigation. It's not perfect, but I'm hoping to get to 20 for all of this. So there's a few more things that I'm selling. This little coupler and the emblem for the trunk. I'm getting 15 bucks for both of them. Not a lot of money, but still a decent amount for parts that you're basically gonna throw away. So I'm meeting up with the guy right now to sell the test pipes. I'm taking 80 bucks for these. So that's another 80 bucks in the pocket. And then I'm also gonna try to sell the wheels later on today. So it's been a few days that I've been working on this G35. As you guys can see, I kind of have a few more things in the garage. For starters, I have a engine hoist so that I can remove the engine and transmission. That's going to be the goal for today. And then I wanted to update you guys on all the things that I've sold. So I did sell the front bumper, the passenger side pillar, and then also the passenger side fender. And yeah, so I sold that. I'm gonna sell this mirror right here. I sold the other mirror already. I did sell the passenger side seat. I also sold the exhaust. And then for the most part, the inside is complete still, besides, you know, the seat. But yeah, so I'm gonna take out the engine. And I think for the most part, I'm breaking even up to this point. I have $140 left to recover to break even, but I do have the engine and the transmission to sell, so I'm hoping that I can make at least $800 on that together. I just sold the driver's side mirror, and that was an extra 40 bucks right there, so around $100 more and I'll break even. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some stuff, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take out the engine. So as you guys can see, I got the engine out of the G35. It actually came out pretty smooth. Believe it or not, this is actually the first time that I remove an engine from a vehicle, and I'm pretty happy with how smooth this went. I did use my jack to kind of level up the engine and the transmission when I was removing it. As you guys can see, this is where I fastened down, where I kind of bolted that down, and also the plenum. It held on pretty good. It supported the weight of the automatic transmission and the engine. I didn't lift it up too high to be on the safe side, and then I just used a strap right here to hold that up there. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of the stuff off of this engine, like the alternator, the pulleys. I'm gonna leave the crankshaft pulley on there. I'm having an issue with my other G35, so this stuff is gonna come in handy. I'm especially interested in the coil packs because I'm having a weird misfire on cylinder 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and mess with the other G35 once I get rid of this engine and get rid of this car. So it's been a few days that I've had the G35 here in the garage, about a week and a half or so. So in that time, I want to say that I pretty much made my money back. I just sold the rear diff on the vehicle for 120 bucks. So I wasn't even planning of selling that. So that's a plus. Right now, the only thing that I want to do is remove the springs and the bearings, the front and the rear wheel bearings. So I'm gonna try to remove that. And then I think I want to leave the brakes and all that intact, but who knows, maybe I'll get that off as well. And then I'm just gonna get some sensors from the inside of the vehicle, maybe the airbags, and then after that I think this vehicle is pretty much gonna be ready to hit the salvage yard. I'm gonna call some people around to see how much they're gonna charge me to pick this up, because I don't think they're gonna want to pay me for anything, because there's nothing really left for them to make a profit on. So we'll get this done, and then hopefully this vehicle is out today. So fast forward a few days, you guys can see that I pretty much took everything from the vehicle that I could possibly take off that might be useful in the future, or stuff that I might still sell later on. So I did take everything, as you guys can see. The whole inside of the vehicle is pretty much packed and ready to go. There's a guy that's gonna come and see if he can take this vehicle, and if he does, he's gonna offer me some money. I'm assuming like 20 bucks just to get it out of my hands. There's this guy that's coming out right now. He has a tow truck. He's gonna take the shell and pretty much what's left on the car. He's not gonna charge me anything. I'm basically giving it to him for free. Anything and everything that I could have possibly taken out of this vehicle, I've already taken out. Pretty much put it off to the side, and there's not really anything on this car that I need, so it's just taking up space. So right now I just kind of wanted it out of here so that I can organize the garage again and work on my car. So yeah, right now the plan is, once the guy gets here, I'm gonna either jack up the front of the vehicle onto the trailer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the rear from my jack stands. Hopefully I don't break them. So I'm gonna try to record you guys the process of getting this out. So that was actually a little bit more nerve-wracking than I thought.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. I thought for a second that the car was gonna like tilt over and just knock everything out all over the place. But yeah, got it out of the way. The guy took it. He didn't charge me anything. Gave him a ice cold water, and he was pretty grateful. Yeah, but for a minute there, it was pretty sketchy. Thankfully, I had the jack to kind of help guide the car into place. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get the G35 out of here. Now the only thing left to do is to organize this mess that I have here so that I can continue to keep making videos for the channel. So we're gonna organize this another day, but let me talk to you guys about how much money I made in profit in basically parting out this car. It's the next day, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how much money I made in profit selling the parts on that G35. So I did buy it for $1,050. After you add up everything that I parted out on this vehicle, you end up with $1,500, which is honestly not a lot of money. So technically I only made $450 in profit from doing this, and it was a lot of work. So for $450, I don't think it was worth doing, but I do have those Manfrotto slim vent and radiator that I'm gonna use, so that's a plus. And then I have another engine basically that is running, so I just need to find a shell to put that into and then possibly make more money down the road. So I think you kind of have to watch out with what you're buying. I think I maybe bought my vehicle for a little bit too much. If I would have stayed closer to the 500 range, I would have made a pretty decent profit of $1,000. But sometimes it's not always like that, and this is my first time doing this, so I don't think it went too bad. I have a ton of parts left over, so if people are interested in buying some of this stuff, I'm obviously going to sell it. So I think I learned a lot from this experience, and that is also worth something. So I might have not made that much money in profit, but I'm glad that I was able to make some money in profit by doing this. So that's pretty much it. That's how much money you guys can kind of expect when you guys are parting out a vehicle like this. Now there is some good opportunities when you do this. For example, if the car that you are buying has a lot of mods on it, then you can make a pretty decent profit. This vehicle was a stock as it came, so it was not gonna happen. So I just wanted to show you guys that you can make some money even if you have a bad example like the one that I had in this video. So in reality, I didn't lose any money doing this. If anything, I gained some pretty good knowledge about how this whole process works. So I'm pretty grateful that I had the opportunity to try it out and basically show you guys my outcome of doing this. So if you guys did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and follow me on Instagram at Eric's DIY Garage. I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out.